Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Build a Quilt. I'm Diana. Thank you so much for joining me live today on a Friday, because normally we go live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Build a Quilt Live. However, we had some things beyond our control this week, so I appreciate so much that you're joining me today. So go ahead and sign in on the comments. Let us know, introduce yourselves, let us know where you're from. I hope that you are not under the feet of snow that they're getting in on the East Coast. I love snow, but even that's too much snow for me. So I hope everyone out there on the East Coast is doing okay. It's been very, very cold here. We've had snow flurries, but we've had negative temperatures. So it's been super cold here where we're at in Illinois, but I don't mind the cold. I don't like it below zero, and I don't like the snow, but feet of it can be a little dangerous, so it can be too much. But today we have a lot to go through. If you caught my little note up here, get ready, because we're going to be introducing the new Quilt Lab December block of the month. If you're part of the Quilt Lab subscription, or even if you're not, remember, next month, January, is actually our last month of the year, because we go February through January, so that we're not trying to start something right on New Year's Day. I kind of bumped it out that month. So this is our next to last new block for the 24/1 month of 25 year for Build a Quilt. And we've got lots of new stuff coming for Build a Quilt in 2025 for sure. But today, excuse me, we have two things to go over. We have the December block, and this is also technically week 4 of our year-end Quilt Along. But before we get all that started, hello everybody. Hi folks, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know where you're from. We'd love to chat with you. But before we get started on all the good stuff we have coming, let's share a couple of our little cartoons, our little memes. Here's the first one I found. I thought was super cute. Dear Santa, please bring me a self-cleaning house for Christmas this year. Thank you. Now, does that have anything to do with quilting? Yes, I think technically it does, because quilters, we would love a self-cleaning house so that we can take all of that time and put it into our quilting. Am I right? I think I am. And I thought that was a cute one with the little minion on there. Hello, Sharon Jones. How are you, dear? From Southern Illinois. That's right. Probably warmer. Can't watch long, but we'll catch up. That's fine. Wrapping presents. That's got a little something to do. Wasn't planned, but that's got to do with our question of the week this week. Hello, T. Nice to see you, my friend. I'm sure it's probably warmer where you are than it is here where we are. We're really cold. I think the high today is going to be 20, 22 degrees, and it's been getting below zero at night. Stinking cold, as they say. Whoops, meant to take that one down. I've got one more. Oh, sorry. You can see I'm still getting over a cold. I've got one more little cartoon to show you guys, and all the quilters will understand this one. All I want for Christmas is a month of sewing Sundays and a sleigh full of fabric. That's not too much to ask for Santa, is it? Not at all. It reminds me of that song when we were kids. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. All I want for Christmas is a month of Sundays for sewing and a sleigh full of fabric. Wouldn't you just like get up on Sunday morning, do whatever, maybe go to church if you go to church, maybe if you go out for brunch or something, get all of that morning, and then you come home and you have the rest of the day to do nothing but your quilting. Everybody leaves you alone. In fact, they like bring you hot beverages to drink throughout the day and make sure, but you never have to do anything other than quilt. Wouldn't that be fun? I think it would be. So T, you said it's 59 where you are? Yeah. Now, this is the odd thing. One day this coming week, we're supposed to be at 51, which is way warmer than it should be at this time of year where I live. But then we're going to go right back down into the teens and 20s again. So it's been crazy. And I think that's why we are all getting colds and all. The temperatures and stuff. I mean, I know that a cold is a virus, but we just keep getting all these colds and stuff, and the weather's so crazy. And Linda, hi, Linda, so good to see you from Hot Springs, Arkansas. I bet you're warmer than we are too. Hi, Lori from Quilting in the Country. Hi from Western New York, not Buffalo. You only have a trace of snow. Lori, I'm so glad for you. I saw the news this morning. I usually get up around 4:30 or 5 to go running while my husband goes. He lap swims and I run. And I saw the news this morning, and I know Buffalo gets hit with snow. I mean, it's ridiculous, but like the whole eastern seaboard, practically in the Northeast, is getting hit. They said somebody had 78 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow, but I'm glad you're doing okay. And thanks so much for joining us today. So those were our two little cartoons for this week. It's hard to find cartoons around quilting and the holidays. I was surprised. I thought they would have been all over the place, but they weren't. All right. Are you guys ready to see the new December block of the month for Quilt Lab? So we always talk about, I'm going to grab a little block off my board over here. We talk about 8-pointed star blocks a lot. In fact, this was one of our blocks of the month. It is just a general 8-pointed star block of the month. Nothing fancy. Nice thing about this is you can do a lot with it, right? You can change up your points on your flying geese. You can put something different in the center. It makes it really nice to kind of jazz up your quilts any way you want to with a regular old 8-pointed star. But there's something about this 8-pointed star. All the star points are even. They're all the same size, right? That you instantly look at it, and yeah, that's a star. Excuse me. But this month's block is based on another kind of star. So you all know that I have a science background, a professor in biolinguistics and biology. And when I was still working full-time in the industry before I got to be a lady of a certain age, one of the things, and I still do, I love like all the stuff that's coming in from like the Webb telescope and stuff like that. I like seeing what's out there or what we think might be out there, all that stuff. But there is another type of star called a pulsar. And it's a little bit different because it has a different spin to it. It's based on neutrons. It gives out specific wavelengths. But when you see a picture of it, it looks like it's just spinning kind of crazily like that. So this month, I have created my version for patchwork of a pulsar. You ready to see it? There it is. Let me see. That's how I want to show it to you. That is our pulsar star. Also an 8-pointed star, but you see the difference? We have the full size longer star point and the shorter small star point. That way, having them different sizes makes them look like they're spinning to me. That's the general idea of why I did that. Hello, Norma. So glad to see you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us today on Friday. So this is the Pulsar. Now, just like with all the other blocks that we do for Quilt Lab, it comes in 3 sizes. You get all 3 of them. And this month is 10 by 10, 12 by 12, and 15 by 15. And I want to share, let's see, I thought I had something here I wanted to share with you. No, I guess I didn't. Hang on. So I'll show you in the pattern set. This is the pattern set that you get over at the website. And this is the written pattern. You guys know that's been with us for a while. You can download this. You can look at it on your iPad, on your tablet, whatever you like, or you can print out a copy. But let's take a look at the 3 pictures here. I gave you 3 pictures because I wanted to give you some ideas for variety and what you can do with this block. Because let's be honest, just like with our standard 8-point block, the Pulsar is a pretty easy block to make. You're making 4 blocks that are star point blocks, and you're making 5 solid squares. Super simple. And the how-to video for this is already available here on the channel. So you'll get a demonstration on how you do this in the hoop and how you do the star points in the hoop. Do not let the fact that these star points are different sizes mess you up, because it's just like doing any of our other patterns with star points. In fact, let's look back at our regular 8-point star. So we use 4 flying geese on this one. And basically on the flying geese, you have a base and 2 flippy corners. Well, look at here. You have a base and 2 flippy corners. Now, I know it looks like they're weird shaped and all, but they're done exactly the same way you do any other flippy corners. The first one you'll do is this one. After you've laid down your background fabric, you'll do this one, and then you'll do the smaller one exactly the same, just you're using a smaller, this one just takes a smaller footprint. So it's super simple to do that. And as you can see in mine, I chose some of those beautiful Christmas fabrics that I still had in my stash. I love this. I love this green fabric. Isn't that pretty? And I used that to, let's see, I used that on the new block that we have out for the holidays called the Jingle Bell Star. So if I wanted, I could put these together, the 2 10-inch, because this is the 10-inch version. And so I could put those together. Can you, I'm trying to see if you can see them. There you can. So you could put those together easily and do up a table topper, a runner, whatever you would like to do with that. And so as you can see in the Jingle Bell, I use that same green fabric in my 4 patches and in part of my centerpieces here. Now, these again are flippy corners. Just those are the same size, and those are flippy rectangles, where this again is a flippy square. It's kind of an odd shaped flippy square, but it's still that same. You can see a nice throw with those 2 blocks. Norma, that's a great idea. They would make a beautiful throw for sure. So this is the 10 by 10 size. And as always, our 10 by 10, all our 10 by 10 blocks go together. So you can go wild creating any amount of quilts, runners, toppers, wall hangings, pillows, whatever you want with them. Now, if you want to do a larger version of this and turn it into a lovely pillow, you could do that. Use the 15 by 15 inch size. That would make you a nice big sofa pillow or a pillow for your favorite comfy chair, whatever you would like. But let's look back at the pattern again, because I wanted to show you. So the center one kind of indicates the colors of the fabric that I used in the sample. This is really how I originally designed it, in the dark blue for the sky, or not really the sky, but the darkness of the universe. And then I used a gold, it's called zinnia gold. So if you know what a zinnia flower looks like, that's supposed to be the gold from a zinnia. And that's what I originally did it in. And I think that would be beautiful if you wanted to do a 2-color quilt in those colors. But I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know, if you really wanted to indicate that liveliness, that spin, that specialness of a pulsar, do each and every one of the star points in a different color fabric, and look at that compared to just the 2 colors. I just love this. And I think that if I put this in a quilt, I'm going to do this. So what you would do is you would just, depending on if it's a small or a large star point, you would cut your fabric according to the pattern. But you would choose 8 different colors to create 8 different colors for those star points. So I really love that. And if somebody makes this way, please send me a photograph. I'd love to show it and share it with everyone, because you can get really into your stash, fabric stash. If you want to go scrappy, you can certainly do that with that 8-color scenario. You could do 2 colors for star points. You could do like 1 star point with 1 set of colors, another star point with another set of colors. So you could do 4, you could do different ones all the way around, or you could do color color A, color B, color A, color B, color like that. So there are 2 different color points. You can really play with that. And I know you guys are also incredibly creative, that you guys will come up with something. I know you will. Now, for those of you that are new with us, let's just run through the pattern super quick, like what comes in the written instructions so that you know. So obviously cover sheet. The first page, we always show you what segment pieces you're going to be making in the hoop of your embroidery machine so that you know in advance. That's one of them. That's the star point segment. Super easy to make. There's a full demo of that in the how-to videos to show you how to make it. And I talked to you a little bit about fabric, like I do, layout, all of that kind of stuff. Then I give you a general supply page. And then because this block comes in 3 sizes, you're getting one sheet that has the fabric and the cutting information for the fabric all on one sheet, but you get the 10 by 10 block, the 12 by 12, and the 15 by 15. So you get it all on one sheet. And I always like to show you like what your full block is going to look like. And then you get a layout. You always get a layout sheet to show you how to lay out things and how to kind of put them together. Now, for those of you that are new, I got this question this week a few times because we have a lot of new Build-A-Quilters. Isn't that exciting? I'm thrilled about that, and I hope you all are having a lot of fun doing your patchwork the Build-A-Quilt way, because it is true patchwork. It is not embroidery made to look like patchwork, of which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But with Build-A-Quilt, you are doing true patchwork, except in your design, all your seam allowances, I'll show you the back a little bit, all your seam allowances are built right in. So all of that stress that especially new quilters and even some quilters that have been quilting for a while get with having to be really precise with measurement and stuff, squaring up your blocks, you don't have to do any of that when you quilt the Build-A-Quilt way, because it's all built in for you. All you have to do is cut around these outside lines 1/4 of an inch with your ruler, and you're good to go each and every time. But when you're sewing this together on your machine, you don't need that 1/4 inch foot like you do with other methods of patchwork, which we love, right? You can have a regular old foot. You don't have to have anything fancy because you follow the line that is sewn around each block when you sew them together. That gives you the perfect seam for these blocks each and every time. And in the how-to video, there's a little segment and it will show you how to do that so that you're not confused by that. And you also get in the pattern, I'd like to know right now in the comments, how many folks that are with us actually use their coloring sheets? Because I get questions about the coloring sheets. I get thank yous about the coloring sheets. So many of you like them. And what are they for? Well, perhaps you want to do this Pulsar with 8 different fabrics. But before you start cutting, especially if you're cutting from your stash where you know all of your fabric choices are limited, like you only have 1/4 yard of one thing, maybe you only have 1/9 of a yard of something else. Before you start cutting into that fabric, you can play around with color right here on the coloring sheet to decide what you want to use, how you want to lay it out. You might have something in your mind, and when it translates to the color on the paper or to the fabric, you go, you know, it's not quite what you thought it was going to be. That happens to me a lot when I'm designing and putting these samples together, is I think, oh, I know for sure. I mean, I should show you the fabrics. The fabrics I originally chose to do this in for my sample were purples and fuchsias. They were, and some aquas. They were, I'll just tell you, they were Tula pink fabric that I have a little bit left of. And they will make a beautiful block together. But when I laid them out to make it, I didn't like the way it looked. That just happens to be, I didn't like how I had chosen to put that together. But with your coloring sheet, you can play around with that until you get it just right. You can also make notes on here. Take your coloring sheet with you to the fabric store or take it to your stash, whatever, however you are going to pull fabric, have that with you so you know exactly what you need to do. Then there are general instructions. and some more information, but that's what comes in the written pattern. Plus there's the full how-to video and all the digital files for our new Pulsar block for December. Excuse me. For the Pulsar for 10 by 10, 12 by 12, and 15 by 15 sizes. So I would love to see them. You know that if you want to contact me or send me your pictures of your blocks, you can do so at support@sewincommon.com. And Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, I get back with you right away. If it's after 4 or in the evening or on the weekend, it may take me, maybe till the next morning or something to get back with you, but I will get back with you as soon as possible. Quilt Lab subscribers, you have access to me instantly from 9 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 days a week. Don't forget that if you are a subscriber, okay? Because we have customer service now for you until 7 p.m. I wanted to make sure. I never like to keep folks waiting, but sometimes, especially right now during the holidays, there might be just a little bit of a slowdown. And I'm talking like a tiny bit, not a big bit. Okay. So, all righty. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the week 4 Quilt Along block? All right. So far we have done the flower basket block. We have done the inside out block. And we've done points home. And points home, you needed to make 5 of those. You needed to make 8 inside out blocks. And you needed to make 4 of your flower basket blocks. Your videos, all of that came with your pattern when you bought the pattern set. Or if you're a Quilt Lab subscriber, you guys know how to go to the videos from the patterns when you had them. So we only have 2 more blocks to make. Now remember, this week we are doing block 4. Next week is block 5, but then we're not back until January. So for block 6, and let me just pull out the calendar. I want to make sure and give you the right date. I don't want to tell you a date and find out that I told you the wrong date. Let me just... The 8th of January will be the 6th and final week for Quilt Along. And don't forget, once you get your top put together, you want to take a photograph of it and send it to me, because whoever sends me that photograph first is going to get a free subscription to 2025's Quilt Lab. Woohoo! I hope that's inspiration enough for you to get your quilt top done, because there's so much coming in 2025 that you'll get as your prize. Alrighty, week 4. So now we've done all those 3 blocks. This week is the Blooming Star. Now this is my original sample of the Blooming Star, but I wanted to show it to you because I wanted to show you. You keep seeing my blocks in, this is colorway number 1 that we're doing in the quilt. And I've got a little visual for you of colorway 2, but I wanted you to see it if you just went and pulled fabric from your stash or decided to do other colors. So this is kind of a lime green and a peach, because this fabric has that lime green and peach in it, and then it has that beautiful purple and black. So you could do other colorways as well. And I know that sometimes picking fabrics and colors is a little difficult for some of you. I get that question just all the time. It's the number 1 question I get asked. But I want to give you another little fabric hint. If you find a print that you really love, that you want to use for your quilt, cool, do it. Grab that. And for your other colors, look at the colors inside this fabric. So I have the peach, I have the lime, I have aqua, I have white, I have black. Do I have anything else? Let me look at this really closely. I think that's, oh, there's even a little bit of red in here too. You can kind of see it in these leafy fronds right here. There's a little bit of red. So that's purple, aqua, lime, peach, red, white, and black. That's 7 colors. Okay. When you go to your pattern set, you see that this is pattern, or this is colorway number 2. You see we only do 6 different colors in this pattern. So one of them is white. Well, white's in there, so that's cool. And of the other colors, you can choose what you want to use for the different blocks, for any of the blocks. So you have enough. If you chose this as your main fabric, you would have enough colors to do all your different blocks, and just lay them out according to the colorway that you see, whichever one, but that you lay them out in the 6 colors like it shows you in the pattern, and then you're good. I see your message, dear. That's so nice. I'm not sure what you're referring to, because I'm guessing that's been there for a couple minutes. I apologize. I didn't see it before. If you want to let me know what you think is nice, I will respond. Sorry about that. So this is the blooming star. Now, if you remember back to when the blooming star was our block of the month, the current block. Yeah, oh God, I'm so glad you like it. I think the blooming star was May. Don't quote me, but I think it was. Here, I have it here. Oh, I don't put the month on him. I think we might have done the blooming star in May. It came in 6x6, 8x8, and 10x10. So those 3 sizes were a little different than this month's sizes, but it did have that 10x10 in it. When we did this block is put together kind of in a unique way, because we were talking about how to expand a square when we're quilting. So if you notice, the center is basically a 1/4 square triangle. That's all it is. So how did we get the rest of it to look like this? All we did was add triangles. All this is in the pattern, to the 4 sides of that 1/4 square triangle, and that squared that up and put it on point. That was the other thing we were talking about. That's how we got this center to be on point, by adding those triangles on all 4 sides of a square. But then we had something on point, and we needed it to become square again to fit into the quilt, right? So we worked on that month these fancy corners. Really, they're a modified flying geese unit, kind of, but in a triangle. You can see that we have, it's all one piece. You've got 2 flippy corners, a main back, and then 2 more flippy corners, which extends it out. Those get added to the 4 sides of this main piece. That squares it back up, and that's how easy it is to make. And this particular month, I did extra videos and showed you how you could take this block with these corners and other parts from other blocks. And I think I used some of the samples were from the Riley Blake challenge that we did. That pattern set is still available at the website for free. And we made like 2 or 3 other blocks that looked completely different. So go check that out, because it gives you lots and lots of options to play with, lots of pretty stars to make. But that's how easy it is to make this. And that's how easy it was to take something from square to on point to square again. Okay. All righty. So this is the pattern that you got. It has all the information in it, just like I just kind of showed you with the other one. So I'm not going to go through that now. You need to make of this one, you need to make 4 of these in whatever color collection you've decided to do. You need to make 4 of them. And when you do, this is our quilt. When you do, we will have done all the pieces for the outside edge. Now, next week, we'll be doing the final block. And then when we meet back in January for that last one, that's when we're going to talk about layout and final quilting, okay? Finished quilting. So next week, we're actually already going through and doing the very last block of the Quilt Along, okay? So, but this week is the Blooming Star. All righty. Okay, any questions about that, or any questions about our new block for December called the Pulsar? Anything like that? You can, of course, put those in the comments. You can send your questions to me if you're too shy to ask online. But please don't be. We have a very friendly community here at Build a Quilt. They like to help answer questions. And your question, I will guarantee you somebody else has had that question too. So if you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments. Now, we are ready for our question of the week. We're probably going to get done a little bit early today. That's nice. We don't always do that on Wednesday nights, but today we will. We have our question of the week, and this went back. So Sharon said she wasn't going to be able to stay with us. She was going to have to leave, and she would finish watching when she was wrapping presents. So she didn't know this, but this week's question of the week is gift wrap or gift bags. What do you prefer? What do you like to do? Are you somebody who likes to get in there and do all kinds of beautiful gift wrap and beautiful bows and make the wrapping of the gift almost the gift itself? Or are you someone who likes to get really pretty gift bags and fluffy paper and do that, make those look beautiful? Or are you the gift bag kind of person that grabs the gift bag, throws it in and says, here, Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday or whatever? So gift wrap or gift bags, that is our question. Go ahead and answer over in the comments. Norma says she's gift wrap. T says bags for sure. Linda says gift bags as well. Okay, anybody else who wants to answer, we'll leave that open for a little bit. While you're spending a little bit of time answering that, I do have an update for you all regarding the gift cards. Yay! I found out just this week that in this state, I am allowed to offer gift cards where you can put in the amount that you want. Okay, I told you before that I didn't know, so it wasn't available like that. You had to choose some amount. Okay, so I'm going to take down the question for a second, but you still have time to answer before we pick a winner. Gift wrap or gift bags? Actually, before we go on to the gift cards, I'll tell you my scenario. I used to, when I was young, and I mean like still living at home, teenager kind of young, there were no gift bags. They hadn't been created yet. And yes, I am as old as the dinosaurs, but they hadn't been created yet. And so you had to wrap gifts, but I loved it. I absolutely adored it. I would go up into my room. I would take all the gift wrap with me. I'd get all the gifts I'd gotten from my school friends, when I was a little bit older, for my now husband, who was my boyfriend then, for my parents, my brother, family members, all of that. And I would spend a whole night in my room doing nothing but wrapping gifts. I would be taking my scissors and running the ribbon through so they would curl up, and I'd be making them all fancy. And I loved it. But I will tell you this, I was not great at it. As much as I loved it, I wasn't fantastic at it. My corners, my sides never kind of looked right. And then when I was in college, I worked at a shop where they put me in charge of gift wrapping for the holidays. That was not their best decision ever. But I learned from a lady who had been gift wrapping for them for a year how to fold your ends over and make them nice and neat. And also my gift wrapping got much better. And then when Dave and I had been married, maybe 10 or 15 years. I mean, we had been married quite a while. This thing called the gift bag showed up. And I was like, oh, now what's that? Oh, that's so easy. Put in my fluffy tissue paper. Like T says, she does fluffy tissue paper. Put in my gift, write a little card, stick it in there. Here you go. And it's beautiful. I even sometimes still add bows to the gift bag and kind of even pretty them up even more. I'm not the just drop it in the bag and give it to you. I kind of like to, but it helps me in the whole wrapping idea. So I would say, as much as I love gift wrapping, I'm really a gift bag girl now, for sure. It's much easier. I get far less paper cuts too. I used to have paper cuts all the time during the holidays because my hands would be dry like they are now. I just can't keep them from getting dry at this time of year. And I put lotion on them, all that, but no paper cuts because gift bags are the best. In fact, last night I was up quite late finishing baking some things for a get together for my husband's staff. And I was also gift wrapping in gift bags last night. That's what I was doing most of the evening. Okay, so do we have our final answer for gift bag or gift wrap? Let's see. Anybody else? You can have like 3 or 4 more seconds. Okay. All right, everybody. Don't forget, we also have our 2 double gift box set available now. The one gift box has the large ribbon. The one has the small. Ooh, maybe next year I should create a gift bag block. What do you guys think about that? A gift bag block. I love to watch a special little ones opening their wrapped package. You know, Norma, it is. In fact, Dave and I were talking the other night while we were watching we decided we would watch Charlie Brown Christmas and How the Grinch Stole Christmas together. Those came out when he and I were in grade school. We remember when they first came out. If you didn't see it that year, you missed out. You had to wait a whole year to try and see it again. But I had a pretty cool teacher that year because she made it an assignment. She had read about it in the TV guide. I don't know if anybody even remembers the TV guides anymore, but she had read about it. And so she assigned it to us as an assignment to watch. And then we talked about it the next day and we colored a picture because I think when it came out, I think I was in 3rd grade maybe. And so we colored a picture and stuff for the holidays. It was very fun. I had a very cool 3rd grade teacher. She was Miss Anderson the whole first half of the year. And when she came back, the principal came in and said we were getting a new teacher. Her name was Mrs. Kozlowski. And we're like, oh, we miss Miss Anderson. And in walked Mrs. Kozlowski, AKA Miss Anderson. She'd gotten married over the holidays. So we were a thrilled group of 3rd graders that year. But we decided to watch that. And we were talking about things that we kind of don't happen as much anymore, but we were talking about some of the things that we used to do as traditions in our family. When I was growing up, Santa Claus would always leave a bundle of sticks, switches for naughty boys and girls, with a ribbon wrapped around it in a sock that my father would hang next to my stocking because I was an only child until I was 10. Next to my stocking, he would put his sock and he would always have the switches with a ribbon around it. And Santa would put a note on saying, try again next year. And so he would but the other thing my dad would do, and we have it on old 8mm film reels, is he would take all the bows and he would stick them right in the center of his forehead and he would wear them all day long. That's how he celebrated that. He was just goofy. That's how he celebrated. And so when Dave and I started dating, Dave saw that my dad was still doing this because my younger brother is quite a bit younger than me. He and my mom used to say they couldn't afford to have another child. And when they finally had another child, he said, we'll never afford another child, but we're tired of you asking for a sibling. So we decided we would give you one. But Dave saw this happening. And so from the time Dave and I had our first Christmas together, once we were engaged to be married, Dave does that now too. He puts so that I always have somebody with ribbons on their head during Christmas Day. So little Christmas memory there for you. Okay, let's go ahead and pick our winner. I'm spinning. Now I don't have the wheel today because the winner of today's is going to get the new Pulsar block. Actually, no, I take that back. That's not the one because that's our block of the month. Where did I put it? It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. The winner of today's question of the week is going to get the Jingle Bell block. If you already have the Jingle Bell block, I will try to substitute something else that you don't have, but I'm not sure that you all have that. But here is our winner for today. So I'm just spinning the wheel over here. I'm not looking because it gives me motion sickness. And where did it go? Oh, it didn't. It landed on nothing. Let's spin again. The winner is T, our good friend T. T, you have won the Jingle Bell Star. If you have this T, let me know, okay, and we'll do something else for you. But that is what I'm going to send to you. You need to send me your email so that I can do that, and let me show you, not that you don't have it already, but support@sewuncommon.com. Just send me an email, and I will send you this. If you have it, T, we'll send you something else because I'm not sure if you do or not. Congratulations, Jay. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. That must tell me you don't have it yet. So I will be sending that to you. Just email me and I'll send it either later today or tomorrow morning for you. Okay, dear. Congratulations. Thank you all for playing. I love the question of the week. And so I'm going to keep going with it because it helps. It actually helps inspire me for things for all of us going forward. Even like this idea of gift bags versus gift wrap. This year I did blocks with gift boxes. Maybe next year I'll do a fun little gift wrap bag as a block. That could be fun, right? So I love this. Thank you all so much for playing. Just before we sign off now, any other questions, please let me know. If you need to visit the website to pick up the new block of the month, if you're Quilt Lab a subscriber, you've already received your email with your download code. But if you want to purchase the new Pulsar block set, if you're not a Quilt Lab subscriber, you can do that over at the website, www.mybuildaquilt.com. Maybe you still want the Jingle Bell Star block. And remember, we still have a coupon code available for everything except the Quilt Lab subscription. As many of the blocks as you want over there, 30% off through the 15th. So that's what, Monday, I guess. So you still have the whole weekend to take advantage of 30% off everything over at the website except for the Quilt Lab subscription. And if you are considering a Quilt Lab subscription, and we certainly hope you do, because truly it's going to save you a lot of money throughout the year, but you're going to get a lot of extra cool things. It's QL sub, so QL SUB 2025. That will get you a discount on the subscription. Now, the subscription stuff won't get sent out to you till the end of January for the beginning of February, but you're on the list. It's there. Everything is being created for you and so forth. So that is the Quilt Lab subscription. See, we've got a couple of comments. Okay. Yes, Sunday. It's through Sunday. That thanks 30. Easy coupon code to remember. Thanks 30. And it is available through the 15th. All righty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on a Friday. I truly appreciate that. Hopefully, my voice won't go away. I will be honest, I had no voice. I barely had a voice yesterday. It's back some today, but I have a feeling right now it's starting to close on me. I need to go drink some warm tea, I think. So let's see, anything else I need to check out over here? You can't find the New Year subscription. T, when you go to the website, it's right there in front. In fact, let me bring it up. I'll show you the website. Hang on. mybuildaquilt.com. Okay, let me share this with you. Alrighty, so there it is. That's the opening page. This is just showing you I made it so this would only fit. It says Quilt Lab subscription 2025, and you click select, and it should take you right to checking out. Okay. So I know that's where the 2024 was, but I made this and all different. So I hope that's clear enough for everybody. Okay. All right, everybody. Again, let's see. Click the shop tab. Can't find your subscription. Okay, good. You got it. Great. Bye, Norma. Have a great day, dear. Again, thank you all for joining us. Until next Wednesday, when we're back at our regular time at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not letting, the reason I think I ended up with a cold, we were at an event last Saturday night with over 10,000 people. We have a big university here that has a big auditorium. They put on a beautiful Christmas concert every year that we go to, the School of Music. And I think that's where I got sick. That's where Dave got sick too. So until next time, everybody, have a great rest of your day, a great weekend. Thank you so much for your support of Build a Quilt. I can't tell you how thankful I am for each and every one of you. Until next time, quilt life beautiful. Bye for now.